Have you been thinking about getting into Forex trading? Forex trading opens up a world of opportunity for those who know how to do it properly. You can experience financial freedom and reap tremendous rewards for your trading skills. Unfortunately, many programs make big promises and throw students into the trading market without the proper knowledge and expertise to succeed. Fortunately, there is a solution. Great White FX Academy is the best place to start your Forex trading journey with the tools, resources, and education necessary to help you thrive in the market. Great White FX is an online Forex training platform that provides technical training that will help you succeed. It is of the utmost importance to have a proper qualitative education to participate in Forex trading, and that is exactly what Great White FX focuses on. You can reach us on Facebook at Great White FX and Forex Educational Academy, on Instagram at Great White FX, on Twitter at Great White FX, or call us at 234-803-930-61888.
Okay, good evening. Good evening all. Good evening. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes into the chat box. Hello, good evening. You're welcome to today's market outlook with Great White FX for the 24th of September 2019. So before we start, I'll advise you go through this risk disclaimer so that you're aware of what you're about to get into. So without wasting much of your time, sorry for starting late. I was a little bit engaged with some of my students, so please, my apologies on starting late. It will not happen next time. So without taking much of your time, let's get down to business. As always, we start with our calendar. Why do we start with our calendar? So that we have an idea of what the scheduled news release for tomorrow might be. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes into the chat box. If you can hear me clearly and see my screen, please type in yes into the chat box. So tomorrow being the 24th, the Bank of Japan, the governor is going to speak at the business leaders meeting in Osaka. Well, they didn't say audience questions expected, but it's at 7:30 a.m. West African time. It might cause a little bit of market volatility, so we need to be aware of that at that time. Then we have at 11:55 a.m. as West African time, the governor of the Australian Republic Bank of Australia, the governor is to deliver a speech. So that might also carry some weight. Then by 4 p.m. we have CB Consumer Confidence news released by 4 p.m. West African time. So we need to be aware of that. Then 4 a.m. On Wednesday, being the 25th, we have New Zealand official cash rate. This is a high impact news. Anytime you're looking at your fundamental news release and you come across any official cash rate news, scheduled or rate statement, pay attention. It always has some weight. So that out of the way, let's go down into our charts to see what our day is going to look like tomorrow. So looking at the dollar index, well, the dollar index seems to have a bullish kind of close, but let's go down to our intraday chart to see what we have here. So looking at the dollar index, as you can see, this trend line gave it a bit of a problem. So it fell back. It didn't break this trend line. So the storyline here is this. As long as price does not close below 98.59, it will still go back up. So you're having a situation like this, or should it close below here, then you know it's moving lower. So that's the scenario we have tomorrow on the dollar index. For now, it seems to be in a kind of range setup, as you can see on the intraday. It seems to have a kind of range setup. So it might rally up, but if you get a 4-hour close below 98.59, then we may see a move lower on the dollar index. So the next pair we're going to look at is gold. So looking at gold, gold seems to be in a sort of a bullish move. You can see trying to rally up. So clearly he has broken this trend line. He has broken this trend line that we highlighted yesterday. So now what we have here is we have this resistance level here. This resistance level here, that's where price seems to have had a bit of a problem. So now what we might see on this pair is the break of this trend line points to the fact that they might move back up. So you need to see something like this. This trend line must hold on retest or move higher. But should they move below the trend line and retest 15, 20, 12 and it holds as resistance, then we know that this break is false and price might move back down lower. And if price is to move back down lower, where will its first port of call be? Its first port of call is going to be at this area here. It's going to be at this area. Let me shape this now. Going to be at this area. That's where price will have its first port of call. So that's it for this pair. So for now, it might just drop a bit, test this zone and move further up. And move back further up. But if it closes, a 4-hour candle close below 1520.12 will send price lower. But for now, if we look at it from the bigger picture, seems to be in a kind of sideways move, as you can see. So the next pair we're going to look at is the USD CHF. We're looking at the USD CHF on the daily view. Get an idea of how it closed on the daily. Well, kind of bearish, but the low of Friday is still holding. So you can see this trend line, they seem to have broken the trend line, but they're having a kind of sideways movement there. So there's a possibility that we may see price drop down to this area tomorrow, to here. And should this area hold as support, then we might see it move back up on price. That's just what it means. But it doesn't rule out the fact that price can also try to rally up to this place. So either of these two scenarios might happen tomorrow. But it's very, given the daily close, there's a possibility it may drop a bit. It may drop a bit, but we also have to watch out for this major trend line. So price may drop towards it tomorrow. The next pair we're going to look at is Euro USD. So looking at the Euro USD from the daily point of view, it closed bearish, but it has a long lower wick. It has a long lower wick. You can see, sorry about that. So as long as price does not go back above 1.1014, it may continue back down. So you might see it might retest here, and this is the line in the sand, this zone here, 1.0950 to 1.0926. As long as price stays above this zone, it still has a greater potential to move back up. Still has a greater potential to move back up. So this area will become a bit of a resistance zone now. Become a bit of a resistance zone. As long as price stays well below it, then there's a possibility that price may still drop lower. But if this area holds, then you might see a very, very sharp rally on the Euro USD. So the next pair we're going to look at is the Euro GBP. Looking at the Euro GBP, you see this weekly 61.8 fib is holding, but the daily close is looking bearish, but it doesn't seem to have much bite to it. But this pair is about to move back up. As you can see, as I've said, this falling channel, price has tested it here and it held. So there's a big possibility that we may be seeing price heading up to this area tomorrow. As long as it stays above 88, 89, that's this area here. As long as price stays above 88, 89, it has the potential to still move back up. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP USD. So looking at the GBP USD from the daily point of view, it closed a bit bearish. It's a bearish close on the daily, but there's something here on this pair. Let me point it out here. This is his line in the sand, and that is at 1.2405. This is line in the sand. That comes in here. If you notice, that's why this area held today. That's why this area held today. A move below this and this area here send this pair back down. So what we might what we may see tomorrow is we might see a bit of a rally. If this area holds, then price may come back down. The safest place to take a preferred shot would be something like this. So that's just the possible. And note this trend line. This trend line is lining up with that area I highlighted, 1.2402. That's a prior low, and it's also a psychological level with confluence with this rising trend line. So you just need to be aware of that. So the next pair we're going to look at is the GBP CHF. Looking at the GBP CHF from the daily, well, it's bearish, but it's sitting above its daily moving average. This is a 13 moving average EMA of the daily. From experience, this moving average on the daily has the potential to bounce price. So on this pair, as you can see on this pair, they held on to this area. They made sure they did not close below 1.2303. So there's a possibility that tomorrow we may see a bounce in price. Or should they close below it on the 4-hour, wait for a pullback, and then a drop lower. So that's the scenario on this pair. Because this is a 13 on the daily, it may pull back up a bit. It may pull back up a bit. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the USD JPY. Looking at the USD JPY from the daily point of view, well, this pair might be going down. Remember, I started saying this when this was rallying, that this is their target. As you can see, they came there bearish engulfing and dropped a bit. Although the close has a long lower wick, but let's look at it intraday. So the entire setup of this pair points to the fact that this break might be a false break. So now this shaded area is going to become a resistance zone. So as long as price stays below 107.71, it's going to go down. So you might see something like this tomorrow, and then a drop lower like this. But should price close above this place on the 4-hour and retest, and this area holds as support, it's going back up. So that's what we need to be aware of. Although it has closed below the 13 on the daily, which points to the fact that we might see a little bit of weakness on this pair. Might see a little bit of weakness on this pair. So we just need to be aware of that. In this situation, you'll be looking to sell into rallies. You're looking to sell into any rally on the pair. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro Yen. Just like I said yesterday, you used the fib, it came close to the 38.2, and after that it dropped. So I can comfortably say that I can remove this. But this long lower wick is reason for concern. As you can see, it came into this. So now for this pair, the best thing to wait for this pair is here. If this area holds as resistance, it may drop. Or should it break below this level? Because from experience, these lower levels have a reputation of holding price. So you need to see something like this to take a short position. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. Somebody says they can't hear me. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. If you can hear me clearly, please type in yes. Okay. So this is the scenario on this pair. So for now, the best value area is if it retests this zone and this zone holds as support, then you may see a buy opportunity to this top area. So you just need to know where your lower zone is, your lower support zone is, and your resistance zone is to the top side. But if you look at it from the daily point of view, it's looking pretty bearish. It might drop, you might see a little bit of downward movement on this pair. That's just 4 weeks. This might be a bounce because this trend line, the break of this trend line points to further weakness. So you might just see a bit of a rally, although it has already tested this zone, which led to this major drop. So we might just see a bit of a pullback and the move lower. But that we'll have to see how the market plays out tomorrow. So the next pair we're looking at is a pound yen. So looking at the pound yen, well, the same scenario, bearish, but you can see it bounced off the daily 13. So if we go into our intraday chart, this daily 13 is giving it a bit of support. So you need to see what happens at 133.90. 133.90 holds as resistance, price may go back down. But if price breaks above it and comes back and it acts as support, then you might see this. So this is a possible scenario on this pair. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the AUD USD. So looking at the AUD USD, the pair is just the pair is on the downside. In this scenario, you'll be looking to sell any pullback. You'll be looking to sell any pullback. The best area to take your pullback will be to this place. If this area holds as resistance, then you may see price drop back up. But should price move above it and it pulls back and it holds as support, then you might see this scenario. So in this case, you just need to just wait for the pullback to sell into the rally on this pair. So the next pair we'll be looking at is the Euro AUD. So looking at the Euro AUD, well, today closed like a bearish engulfing candle. We might see a bit of weakness on this pair. That will be confirmed if we get a close below this zone. If not, you might see something like this on this pair and it move higher. So that's the scenario on this pair. Two options: either it closes back above 1.6241 or it breaks and retests 1.6180. Those are the scenarios on this pair. Next pair we're looking at is GBP AUD. So looking at GBP AUD from daily view, Let's get an idea of how it's looking like on the daily. Well, this is looking like a sort of a morning star formation, which means that this move above might be a false move and price may be pulling back to test this area. So the scenario here is these zones here must hold. Doesn't mean that price might not drop, price may drop, but if these zones hold, then you may see price move back high. So we might see a little bit of a pullback given what we see on the daily. This might be a false break. So price may drop, but how low will it drop? It might drop to 1.8259 or 1.8185. So those are the possible areas of interest on this pair. So in this case, I might just get rid of this. So these are just areas of interest on this pair. So the next and the final pair is the USD card. As always, looking at the USD card from the daily, we have weeks to the high, several weeks to the high, as you can see here. That's not a good sign. Doesn't show bullish strength. Shows bullish decline in strength, but it is still sitting above this area. This area is now acting as a sort of this area is now acting as a support zone. This area is now acting as a support zone of price. So as long as price stays above this shaded area, it's going to still move back up. But should price break below the pullback and gets rejected, it's moving back down. But as long as it stays above there, it has the potential to move higher. So I think also we have a 4-hour falling trend line on this pair. Yes, recently created one that I use here or here. Yep, could use this here. So that's the scenario. So that ends it for today. The video of this recording will be uploaded to the YouTube channel. So you could go to the YouTube channel to get it. The YouTube channel is Plan Your Trade, Trade Your Plan. Or you could go to the Telegram, the Instagram page, that's Great White FX, to get the charts. And also in the bio on my Instagram page, you'll get the link to the YouTube channel. So once again, thank you all for coming, and I wish you all a beautiful night's sleep and a happy trading day ahead. Thank you.